Bomani Jones had the entire audience in shock after putting Karl Malone on the front street for allegedly getting a 12-year-old girl pregnant. I've read on this so many times. I've seen so many conspiracies about this. And I believe that the 12-year-old girl that he got pregnant ended up giving birth and had an NFL football player. I forgot exactly what team he played for. Oh, man, but I have looked into this, and I have seen a lot of conspiracies about Karl Malone and the dark past that he had, and like he was a dark man. That's crazy. I've never seen anyone ever ask him the question themselves, so I'm super interested to see how he'll attack this or what he will say.
What are your thoughts on Karl Malone being a huge part of All-Star Weekend? You could basically make this question, what are your thoughts about Karl Malone, and stop it right there. Like, it doesn't have to be an occasion, because I hated Karl Malone so much before I had a great reason. I only had...
All right, so Karl Malone's not in the room. He's just talking on, like, his channel or whatever this is. I thought he asked Karl Malone himself, like, yo, what's good with the 12-year-old girl, and see what he had to say. Karl Malone would have got up and flipped the table or some shit. That's why I was like, nah, this is going to be insane.
Good ones? Like just being a dirty player, elbowing people all the time, you know, that sort of stuff. And then, you know, we found out the whole thing, if you don't know this, that when he was in college, Karl Malone had a baby with a 12-year-old. There's never been any sort of reckoning for Malone because Malone lays low. Like, he just out there in the country, driving his semi, doing whatever it is that Karl Malone does out there. But if you're doing something for Utah basketball, it's like Karl Malone. So we got Karl Malone and John Stockton. John Stockton is crazy conspiracy guy. And I'm just kind of like...
I didn't know that either. So Karl Malone's a crazy Karl Malone, I knew that about the 12-year-old girl, but I never knew the John Stockton, the conspiracy. I'm going to look into that.
I know a lot of people that think crazy things, as long as you don't say it on the microphone there, I guess, right? But Karl Malone, you're kind of supposed to leave him at home, except if you're the league. I heard a lot of y'all when I told y'all those details, you'd never heard them before. Right?
Definitely heard it before. But again, a lot of people chalk him out to being conspiracies, not being 100% true. But I did hear that child ended up making it to the NFL.
And so why is Karl Malone not there? Then you make this more a story. And so I would imagine that there's a very cynical outlook on how to play it. So I never want to see Karl Malone ever, all time, any other point. But he's going to be there, and it's going to be wild uncomfortable for a lot of people. And then tomorrow, we're going to forget it ever happened.
Yeah, that was cool. He kind of already said shit that I already knew. His crowd was more shocked than I was. I was thinking he was going to ask Karl Malone himself, because we've never heard him being attacked with that question. As he said, Karl Malone lives his life really low-key, so people really never attack him, or he never even puts himself in the situation to be asked. Or I feel like today with all these crazy young people and all these platforms on YouTube, if he sits in the wrong podcast or some shit, you can definitely get asked, for sure. Or at least hint around it. Like, yo, you've ever heard those rumors? What do you have to say about that? I feel like Nelk boys are one to shoot at that shit.